So with any of these factory optics plates, you're going to need to remove your rear sight. You're going to need to insert the dovetail section of the adapter into the rear sight dovetail. The plate goes on top. Optic goes on top of the plate. Screws go in the optic holes. And you tighten them. And there you go, mounted. So with the P8 here, I'll show you. I'll take a 1.5 millimeter Allen key, and everything on these guns is going to be metric. They are from Europe. You loosen the set screws first. There's 2 of them in the P8 iron sight. So you loosen both of them. And now you're going to need some way to actually drift the sight. So once you've loosened the 2 rear sight set screws, you can now drift the sight left and right without much trouble. I always recommend taking the slide to a gunsmith in order to get it professionally removed. They'll have the specialty tools and knowledge to do it without making any damage, and also they'll be responsible for any damage if it does occur instead of you. You can, of course, use a non-marring punch like an aluminum or brass punch, hammer, and a vise with soft jaws to hold the slide, and you can drift the sight left to right. I would also recommend a sight pusher tool like this one or this one, and these kind of tools, they kind of combine a vise, so they'll hold the slide here, and a screw press, and they'll use the mechanical advantage of this screw in order to drift the sights left to right. So we'll just quickly remove our rear sight. You can see from the bottom here the 2 set screws that protrude and the corresponding top holes. And there's some old thread locker that was inside of there, so if you do have a hard time, you probably need to apply heat to break down the thread locker. And you know, anytime, if you're doing this on your own at home, if you run into resistance and you're getting a little anxious, go ahead and just take it to a professional, and they'll take care of it for you, and they'll be responsible. Okay, we're back at the bench without our rear iron sight on the slide. We'll take this wedge-shaped part of the adapter with the 2 threaded holes and put it in the rear sight dovetail. We'll place the plate on top of the slide. We'll take our RMSC or HOLOSUN K optic and drop that on top as well. And you can either use the included M4 by 0.7 screws, or you can use the M4 by 0.7s that came with your optic. I'm going to go with that. And on final assembly, you're always going to want to use a blue medium strength thread locker like this Loctite 243. For this example, I'm not going to apply it. We'll put both of our screws down, and we'll begin to tighten them and cinch this up. And just kind of make sure, give it a wiggle, make sure everything is aligned as you go. And as you tighten these screws, it pulls the dovetail portion of the adapter up and cinches everything together on the slide. So tighten everything all the way. Now everything is tight. You see we have a pretty nice flush installation of an RMSC or HOLOSUN K optic on our P8 model. Alright, so that's how it's done. I hope that helps.